So the Raptor will be on Starship.
Correct.
Speaking of Starship,
There we go. You stole the thunder right out of Joe's mouth. Okay, so Starship, as always, there's updates. Definitely, as I say every week, I think, go to YouTube and find NASA Spaceflight's channel because they have an awesome time lapse here of the cryo test. This is where they fill up serial number 5 this time with the cryogenic liquid nitrogen, and they pressure tested it and got it filled up, and it held together, which is a nice change of pace again. We're back to things going as
Didn't go
planned
boom?
with Starship. No boom. This had that thrust mount underneath it, pressurizing, enacting forces on it, kind of like we were talking about with SLS earlier, how helps it kind of simulate flight loads. So it was being put to the test, and everything looked good, frankly. So this is good news. We're now expecting them to start working on installing the Raptor engine. And as soon as, and knowing how quick they are getting at this stuff now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptor engine is installed by next week or like early next week.
Wow.
And if they're doing a static fire next week already, and if static fire goes well, I expect them to get this thing off the ground. Really, they're in such, like, they are just in, yeah, they're in just go mode right now. So
What will it take to get this to orbit? Like how much more
Mm.
stuff has to happen?
About 3 times the height of this, because it will take a super heavy booster
Super heavy,
underneath
right?
this.
So this is just the upper stage we're looking at, right?
This is just the upper stage. Yep. But
Super Heavy's gonna be like maybe not quite twice that high, maybe a third higher.
then this it'll be about the super heavy booster will be about 3 times higher than what we're seeing here,
3 times. Wow. Okay.
because
Wow.
this
That's gonna be
isn't
crazy.
doesn't have the nose cone. When it has the nose cone on it, it's closer to about half or so. But the booster itself will be about 3 times taller than this thing. So
Notice that they stopped calling the high bay, and they started calling it the mid bay, meaning they're building a higher bay
Yep.
for the. Almost sounds like Pig Latin, doesn't it? For the Super Heavy. Yeah.
So that is good news, because that means that they're actually on progress to start building. Obviously, they have to build the high bay in order to build a booster that tall. The real question is, how the heck will they get the booster out to the site? Because they're currently taking these starships and they're just driving them down the street. But if you have something 3 times taller, I don't know. I mean, remember the space shuttle and the Saturn V always went down the crawler way at NASA, which that crawler way is one of the most level surfaces. I know it's made out of rocks and it doesn't look very level, but the actual levelness of the ground there is measured within like tenths of an inch or something. Like, it's unbelievably level. Because
if
obviously,
it's not, going uphill is a nightmare.
yeah, or even like side to side, like the road would be, and you have something really tall, it's just gonna tip over. So I don't know exactly what the plan is there, but yeah, we'll figure it out. So yeah, thanks of course to NASA Spaceflight and Boca Chica Gal in Boca Chica Village for helping to record all this stuff. Yeah, it's exciting
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah. So that's good news. And I think I had one more space news bit. This is just a real quick little thing. I feel like we don't often talk about EVAs and stuff like that. So Bob Behnken, who flew up on Dragon, is being put to work. He wasn't just an Uber passenger on the Dragon capsule.
Finally, get to work, Bob. Come on.
Exactly. So Bob Behnken and Chris Cassidy, who's the station commander, went out on an EVA. They've been slowly working on replacing every single battery pack that's on the exterior portion of the International Space Station. These require EVAs, so they require extravehicular activity. They require these long, like 4-hour suit-up processes to go outside, and they're replacing these batteries one at a time. And I think, if I remember, there's 48 batteries that they have to replace, and they were originally nickel hydrogen batteries. And I think they're now like lithium ion or lithium polymer.
Phosphate or something.
Yeah, they're lithium based, I believe now. And they're down to, I think they only have like a few more to do in total, and then the ISS will be fully upgraded. But yeah, this was just kind of cool. It's pretty awesome when they are doing spacewalks. I don't know. Pretty exciting stuff, frankly. Just thought it'd be worth saying.
Now, is this up now? Did SpaceX make a new suit for that, or just for the wall riding and dragon?
Just wall riding and dragon. Those are the IVAs, or intravehicular activity suits.
Yeah, and then it was confusing. They ride up in these SpaceX ones, these new ones, but then like a couple hours later, they're all floating around the dragon with just t-shirts on.
Mm-hmm.
So
you only wear those suits when doing something, basically.
But why? What does the suit do for you that your t-shirt doesn't when you're inside of a pressurized capsule like that?
The idea is that if they were to suddenly lose pressure, and the most dangerous times when you might lose pressure is during launch and also during docking. So those are the two times where you suit up in case there would be sudden, depressurization. They can fill those suits up, maintain high enough pressure for enough time to be able to get back down from space, and enough to not die, basically. So even all of a sudden they're docking, something goes wrong with docking, and all of a sudden it springs a leak in the Dragon capsule. They're wearing their suits, the suits fill up, no big deal. They hit abort, it deorbits, and they're back home into the atmosphere within an hour or something, or whatever it is. So that's the whole thing is like
interesting. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure because when they changed out of them, I'm like, what the hell? Why did you wear what was the point?
Why are you in your pajamas?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, those are just the intravehicular activity spacesuits for kind of areas of higher risk, I guess.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this clip from our show. If that's just not enough for you and you want to watch the full episode, you can go to olfpod.com/YT.
And if you want more from us, you can consider becoming a Patreon member. You'll get early access to episodes. You can join our awesome community. You can actually watch us record live and get your name in the credits by going to olfpod.com/Patreon.
So thanks everyone for watching. Check back every Friday for new clips here and new episodes on the main channel.
Thanks, everybody.